If anybody's responsible for the cartels, we're responsible for them because we're the customers.
Sheriff Tony Estrada has seen a lot during his 50 years in law enforcement in Nogales, Arizona.
And I've seen a lot of changes, and they haven't always been for the best.
He even remembers when the first border wall was installed.
1995, they started setting some ugly steel aircraft landing mats in the suburban areas, in the downtown area. I referred to it as an iron curtain because that's basically what it was. It was really ugly.
He said at first the wall did work and crime dropped.
But what happened in 1995, because of all that security between the ports of entry, that ugly wall that they put up there, was the first drug tunnel that was discovered here.
Since then, he says more than 100 drug tunnels have been found and business is booming for the cartel.
Nearly directly south, about 100 yards, is a barn in Mexico. You will see people come to that barn in the middle of the day. They get dropped off, they never come out. And about 2 in the morning, people will pull up here to this house and the cars stay for about 5 minutes and they leave.
The cartel says, hey, this is a great opportunity for us. You know, now we will get you across. We know the routes, but you will pay us, and you will pay us with money, or you will pay us by taking the drugs over. So we created business for the cartels for the drugs, and we created business for the cartels on human smuggling.
Even those in favor of the wall agree that the cartel will figure out another way.
It won't stop it, but I think, like I told you earlier, I'm real happy if it knocks it down by 80%.
Sheriff Estrada says a wall won't stop the cartel, and it won't stop people who are desperate for a better life either.
So when you have people that are determined to come over because of the poverty, the persecution, the corruption, the drugs, the gangs, that there's no hope at all, do you think a wall is going to stop them? A wall is not going to stop them. It's just going to be another obstacle. And like I tell people, it may be the easiest obstacle that they may have to face.
Right now, conquering the actual wall doesn't take too much.
You know, a lot of people have this notion that it's some kind of wall structure, but the infrastructure that we have there is a fence, and it's a metal fence.
The Tucson sector of Border Patrol covers 261 linear miles, and only 212 of those actually have a fence.
The other 50 are natural barriers like, you know, perhaps a mountain or a cliff. But the infrastructure that's the 212 miles is, you know, a deterrent for anybody trying to cross. But that doesn't stop people from trying to either jump it or sometimes dig underneath and tunnel underneath it. But it just depends. You know, the majority of incursions are usually over the fence.
Border Patrol says there are approximately 4,000 agents in the Tucson sector, and they're maximized through the use of technology.
We have one agent manning, you know, 6 cameras or 6 different locations. It's a lot more advantageous than having one agent monitoring one hill with binoculars and standard equipment. We're always welcoming new upgrades of technology, and we have received a decent amount of new infrastructure, new towers, with cameras, with infrared and daytime.
President Donald Trump has been given a lot of credit for cracking down on border security, but Agent Hernandez says these upgrades have been in the works for years, and he can't speculate on how or if the new administration will change anything.
We only deal in knowns and not unknowns, so we have to deal with things as they come.
Others are convinced, though, that President Trump will make good on his promise to build a wall.
And I know without a doubt they'll end up building the wall. He will do that.
To me, it's a metaphor. You know, we don't need to build a physical wall, I don't think, but we need to protect our border, you know, be it a fence or be it, you know, extra Border Patrol officers down here. You know, we need to do something to secure our border. Building an actual physical wall, it would be super expensive. We all know that, you know, but we need something.
Okay, if you're going to spend all these millions and billions of dollars keeping these people out, why don't you spend those millions and billions of dollars to keep people at home?
Sheriff Estrada believes efforts would be better spent rebuilding relationships instead of building up barriers.
Mexico is our ally. They're not our enemies. Mexico has never been our enemy.
He says a wall will only make border crossings more dangerous.
And I'm not trying to paint a bleak picture, but I'm trying to paint the reality of things.
All the more reason to cross legally, say some.
People don't understand how much money are spent on illegal aliens in this country. Federal tax dollars, which is my money. That's my tax dollars. And you're talking hundreds of billions of dollars to support these people, illegal people that should not be here.
Border Patrol says they actually run campaigns on both sides of the fence, warning people of the dangers in the desert.
Desert's dangerous on 365 days out of the year.
But the message doesn't always get through.
There was one year when we recovered over 24 skeletal remains or bodies in them.
Sheriff Estrada says he's not for illegal immigration, but after decades of watching over the border city, he sees things a little differently.
And we all feel that people they should come across legal, they should. But the stark reality is that's not the way it's going to happen, because you got people coming that have no paper trail, they have no documents, they have absolutely no chance of getting a permit or a visa. Do I defend some of these people? Yes. Not because I defend the fact that they're coming here illegally, but I defend them because they're human beings. They're human beings like you and I are. They just haven't had the good fortune of being born in a place where they have opportunity.
So if not a wall, then what?
If we want actual change, we need immigration reform, because as it is, it's a revolving door. They get caught and they get taken up to Tucson, and within 6 hours, they're back across the border and trying it again.
Because the system is broken.